Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry, and this is Monday Quilt Chat, where we get together and, well, you listen to me chat. I kind of imagine that all of you are kind of sitting around and, you know, we're just in a big circle around a table and we're drinking our tea or our coffee or whatever, and we're all responding back and forth to each other. I would not be dominating the conversation like I do here, if that was the case. I would let all of you chat as well. But this is what we call it, Monday Quilt Chat, because I chat about everything quilty that's going on in my sewing world. And, yeah, we just kind of go over stuff, you know. You just have to do that every so often. And that's what I'm going to do. I have my little list of things to talk about here. And yes, some of you have said there's two camps. There's people that like the structure of me having a list, and there's some that kind of like the, you know, just off the cuff stuff. Well, I'm trying to do a little bit of both. So hopefully we'll have a happy medium here while I chat about all the things. Last week I kind of alluded to something, and I never came back around to it. I realized that, of course, after I watched the footage back, I'm like, I forgot something, and it was kind of big. 15,000 subscribers. I hit 15,000 subscribers. I was very excited about that. It went from 14 to 15 pretty quickly for some reason. I don't know why that was, but YouTube's a curious thing. You just never know what it's going to do. But I surpassed 15,000, and I think I was right at the cusp of it last week, if not just barely over. And now it's up, you know, there's 300 or 400 more of you that have jumped on. So, welcome to all the new ones. I love having you. I hope you enjoy this channel, and stay subscribed. Keep checking that subscribe button, because sometimes you get unsubscribed, and you know, a lot of you have been through that already. So, but yeah, I love having more and more people join the group here and learn some stuff and have fun and all of that. But anyway, 15,000, we're going to do a giveaway. And this time I have decided to have 3 winners, because, you know, 5, 5, and 5 make 15, right? So let's do 3 winners. I did one for 5,000, one for 10,000. So let's just multiply it here and do 3 winners. I am going to get 3 winners a mystery package, and it will be something nice. It won't be something goofy or ugly. It'll be something useful and brand new, and it will include fabric and at least a notion, if not more. So if you want to participate in that, all you have to do is make a comment, and you don't have to put in any certain kind of word. Just put any kind of comment you want down there. And if you don't want to participate in the giveaway, which I understand some people have over an abundance and they just don't want anything added in, I totally get it. So just say that in your comment that you want to be excluded from the giveaway. And if you do get chosen by the random comment picker, then I will just pick another one. Easy peasy, right? So that's what's going on. So an opportunity to win a little something from me that you can sew up and enjoy in your quilty world. Do anything you want with it, but I'll make sure it's something nice and not something that you're going to want to give to someone else. Okay, so what I did this weekend. Well, Friday I told you I was going to work on the craft swap, and that didn't happen. I had an appointment come up kind of unexpected. It's something I usually do on Saturday that got moved to Friday, and somehow the day just kind of got away from me with that in there. And you know how it is when you have an appointment. I've talked to some of you about this before, how, you know, you have an appointment or 2 in a day, and it just wrecks your whole day. You can't really plan to do anything else that you want to do. So that's kind of the way that went. But it was fine. It was a good thing. And so what? If we have one day that we don't sew, we're not going to lose our minds completely. what did I do? Yes, I worked on the craft swap. That's what I was going to do Friday, and I didn't. I worked on this Saturday. If my craft swap partner is watching, you're getting a sneak peek of what's coming to you. This is just part of it, but I made a zipper bag. I have never made a zipper bag. Can you believe I've never made a zipper bag? I've made tote bags. I've made lots of different little containers and things like that, but I've never made a true zipper bag. And that's what this is. This is the fabric that she sent me, and I happen to have some of this line, so I went ahead and lined it with another fabric from this line. So I hope she enjoys that. And she sent these embellishments, the little fringe tassel, put that on the zipper, and this little doodad here was in her stuff that she sent, so I stitched that on, and so there she is, a little zipper bag. I wanted it to be bigger, but I used Sherry McConnell's one of her kind of recent patterns on it, and it was on her blog. I went looking on Pinterest for just a quick pattern, and something that I felt like I could handle, you know, because I've never made one before. And her post was out there on Pinterest, and so I could just follow her post with the pictures and all of that. She has video too, but I do better with just you know, pictures, and that way you don't have to rewind the video and whatnot. So anyway, I did pretty good on this. I'm happy with it. First time I've ever used Soft and Stable. It's a sturdy little bag. The only mistake that I made, which really isn't a mistake, is I put fabric on both sides of the Soft and Stable, and from what I gathered after I got done, I didn't really have to do that. But either way, it's it's a nice little sturdy bag, and I will fill this with goodies for you, craft partner, if you're watching. And there will be other things in there for you too, but that's your sneak peek. We have a Facebook group. All of this craft swap thing is on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, so everybody puts little sneak peek things on there, so it's okay that I did that. Okay, Wednesday's video coming up. How are you all doing on your quilt as you go project? I hope you're getting your blocks done. You need to have 4 blocks done by this Wednesday's video so that you can continue on. We're going to put those 4 blocks in a row by doing our sashing and batting combination in between. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm also going to put a clip in of how to put batting scraps together so that you can have a bigger piece. You know, for example, we're using these 13-inch squares, right? Which if you're cutting from a package of batting, or you have a roll of batting, or you just happen to have scraps that big, you can just, you know, cut them whole. But if you have, let's say you have 6 or 8-inch strips, you know, they're a sizable amount of batting. You don't want to waste that. But you don't have a 13-inch square, so how can I take my 2, you know, 6, 7, 8-inch pieces and make them into a 13-inch square? I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's nothing earth-shattering. There's tons of videos out there already on how to do that. I'm just going to include that in my video so that, you know, it's there if you need it. So, yeah, that's going to be part of Wednesday's video. So, get your 4 blocks done if you haven't gotten them done, and you'll be ready for Wednesday's video. I forgot something that I did this weekend I need to show you. See, I'm telling you, this is not a very planned video. Never has been. This is the long arm project for the week. Remember this panel that I did? I have a video on this, on how I added the borders and the corners, and how I used the smaller square flowers and put it all together into this. I hope you're able to see this. I finished this on the long arm. Here's my long arming on there. Everything went pretty seamless this time. It was a small project though. I had 3 times that I had to roll it, 3 or 4, and sometimes it's more like 7 or 8, because I don't have a very deep throat area on my long arm. And, you know, each time you do that, there's the risk of the machine not liking it, how I did it or something, and everything stops in its tracks. I'm learning. I'm getting through that kind of stuff. And then also, it only used one bobbin. I didn't run out of bobbins, so I didn't have that to deal with. So I didn't have any realigning of the start and end point. So this one was a breath of fresh air, is what I told somebody online today. It was easier to do. And I also used as I did on the front, I used the Stonehenge. Those are called surfaces. I love these prints. They're really neat. And then I also went ahead and put a hanging sleeve on it and bound it, of course. I bound it in a black swirly kind of fabric. I didn't have enough of a dark of the surfaces that would go, so I went ahead and used a different print, but I don't think it makes a bit of difference. It coordinates really well with it. So I did that, and that made me happy. Okay, so that's all I did this weekend. And then I covered the Quilt As You Go Wednesday video coming up. And then last week, as you saw on Friday's video, if you haven't watched Finish It Friday, go back and see what I did on Happy Days. I have that thing all put together with the inner border. And I still have to do the large borders. And, you know, the challenge is to get it done by the end of the month. And fortunately, someone pointed out, because I hadn't noticed, I have an extra day in February this year. Yes, it is leap year. So, we'll see. But I think I will get that out. Those large borders that I have to piece, I think I will get that out later in the week. And work on it. I need a break from Happy Days. Happy Days wore me out physically and mentally last week. So I need a break from that. I'm going to go back to my Anne of Green Gables. And I did order my extra fabric. You see here how the 4 squares or the 4 patches have a light green. I don't know if you can see that. I ordered a light green and then a dark green for this half square triangle border here. These, those points. So it's the same print from the line, but it's a lighter green and a darker green. And then I already have a large floral for my border and my inner border. I had sense enough to get that when I ordered the fat quarter bundle. So I think that's going to be enough for me to get this put together. So I didn't do any blocks this past week on it, so I want to get into that. I want to do block 4 today, at least one. I might do 2 blocks if the day goes well. So let's see, I ordered that fabric, but I did want to mention to you that I'm still not too much in the mood to be buying new fabric, and I'm liking my new self. I don't know about you, but I don't know if the No Buy January did that to me, or doing the video, you know, getting everything together for the video on smart fabric buying did that to me. I don't know, but you know, I'm just gonna hang with this feeling that I have of I need to use the beautiful fabric that I have already. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. So I'm just not in the mood. Just not in the mood to bring more fabric in here when I have pretty stuff. I saw on Missouri Star, if you get their email every day, over the weekend, they had a fantastic sale on 108s. They were $30-something for a 3-yard cut of 108. And they looked like nice fabrics and, you know, pretty prints. And I looked at them. I did go look at my quilt top stash that I have, and I didn't see any quilt tops that could use any of those colors. So I think in the past I would have probably bought a couple of those. And I was trying to think, you know, is there a couple of these I can use in the future? But I don't think I want to hoard up stuff for the future. I think I'll just stick with, let's just see what comes along, and there'll be something when I need it, So, I don't know. I kind of like my new self. I don't know about you, but do you like your new self? Are you a new self with your fabric buying? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so I did order those 2 pieces that I needed. That was a necessity. And let me tell you, the Anne of Green Gables is disappearing. So if you need some, if you're doing this with me and you need some more, or you want to make a project out of your fat quarter bundle or whatever you have of Anne of Green Gables, you better go out there and try to find it. Try to figure out what you're going to make and how much more fabric you need for it, because it is going away. I watched the Fat Quarter Shop live stream with Kimberly Jolly this past Friday. Did I watch the whole thing? I think I may have watched the whole thing because she wasn't sewing this week. Now, you can watch it later. And sometimes when she's sewing, like she's doing a block of sew-along that's going on, and I'm not doing that sew-along, I will watch it later instead of sitting there watching her sew. I don't really get what it is that people like about just watching people sew if they're not sewing that. It's just not me. I don't have that kind of time to waste on it, I guess. I don't mean to say that in a bad way. It's just that if she's sewing on the live stream, I will watch it later. And I will fast forward to the parts that I need to see. The parts that I need to see is new fabric lines. And that is a great video for seeing new fabric lines. If you don't want to go out there and look at the different companies, like I have suggested in the video, which you can do, that is one quick way to see a bunch of them. You're not going to see all of them, of course, but Fat Quarter Shop does carry a lot of the lines that we like, and that is a way to see upcoming fabrics. And there was one that she showed on there that really took my breath away, and I will be purchasing it later on when it comes out. It is by Melissa Gilbert, and yes, the Melissa Gilbert. You know who Melissa Gilbert is, don't you? If you don't, you've been living under a rock, or you're very young. But she was Laura Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie. And she has her own fabric company now called Modern Prairie. And they showed a line on there that will be coming out in September. And it's called A Walk on the Prairie. Now, I'm not going to throw up any, images of those fabrics today. I'm going to give you an assignment. If you're curious about this, this will be a good exercise for you in how to go and look up stuff. But go to RileyBlakeDesigns.com and then touch the tab that says Designers. All the designers will pop up and the picture of them. And they're all in alphabetical order by the first letter. So even the first letter of their name, it's going to be in that order. So go down to Melissa Gilbert and you'll see her there. And you'll see, if you touch her face there, she will, her line will pop up and you can read about it. You can see all the swatches. There's a whole bunch of kits. There's a whole bunch of patterns. There's a panel of a pinafore, so cute. Table runner, the different cuts that it's going to be available in. Now, Fat Quarter Shop's not going to carry all those things. I think if you go back and watch the live stream replay, you'll see she'll say what she's going to have in it. Maybe. I don't know. But different stores will carry different, increments. It could be layer cakes, charm packs, jelly rolls, or it could just be yardage or some combination thereof. But it is so pretty. There's a large floral. There are stripes, checks, small prints, background prints. There's a wheat one that's real pretty, but it's done up in a rose color, like my shirt, and a burgundy and grays. And it is so pretty. I'm going to be getting at least a fat quarter bundle of that. I don't know. I'll have to think about a pattern that I want to use. Now there's patterns for it. I'm not convinced those are the patterns. Any of those or any that I would use. But yeah, I don't know. I might need to start thinking now about what pattern. I might have a pattern that I like, and I just haven't found the fabric for it yet. I'm gonna have to go through my patterns and see and start planning for that, because I definitely want to make something out of it. So cool. It says it's available in September of 2024, but you know what I'm noticing since I did that video where I showed you the March ones that are coming out? Seems like some of the stores already have that, or some of the online stores, and I've seen it in places. So I'm thinking maybe I should go a couple of months into the future if I ever do that again, which I would like to sprinkle that into the Monday video once in a while. Just some fabric lines that I think that you would like to see that are coming out in the future you can plan for. But it says it's available in September of 2024, so I'm going to start looking in July to see if anybody has that coming out in their store and get it, because I think it's going to fly off the shelves. I really do. Okay, what else have I to share with you? I have my journaling that I did last week of what I did. I didn't have anything on Friday, as I mentioned, but I did have an active week of sewing, and it went well, I think, other than getting a little bit tired of Happy Days. I wasn't tired of it. I was into it. It was just that it was, like I said before, mentally and physically even tiring for me. So let me go ahead and show you the art quilt of the week. I'll put an image right here, and I hope you can see that. It's real pale colors, very pretty. Lots of pastels there. This is called Spring Rings, and it's 62 by 81, and it's by Barbara Setzer of Nakusa, Wisconsin. It says here, the fat quarters in Barbara's stash were perfect for the project, and So Kind rulers made the piecing easier. So Kind. Do I have a So Kind ruler? Is that what this is? No. I don't know if I have a So Kind ruler. S-E-W and then K-I-N-D. She added borders and designed the size and variety of machine quilting designs, completing the project. An award of excellence winner at the Material Girls Show in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. Very pretty, very old-fashioned looking, very vintagey looking. On the close-up here, I don't know if you can see it, but she's used greens and pinks mainly. There's a few reds and purples sprinkled in, and those centers there, I guess you call them a center, is a very light pink. And then she did all sorts of feathers and echoing and diamonds and loops in her quilting. I see hearts in there too, looks like, in the white areas. Very pretty. Very nice. I always enjoy those art quilts. I try not to look ahead. I don't look ahead because I want it to be a surprise every week. All right, so I think that's about it. I'm going to get into Anne of Green Gables today because I'm just itching to do another block, maybe two. We'll see. I'm just going to kind of let my creative energy flow over that project today. Alright, so come back on Wednesday and watch your Quilt As You Go video so you know how to hook those blocks together. And we'll be back on Friday too with our finishes. So I hope that you've got something you can pull out today and work on and have a nice week of sewing. So I'll see you back here soon, and we'll see what we've gotten into. All right, have a great week. Bye.